I tried to blow up on Booktok. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Now for today's video, it's going to be somewhat of an experiment video that I took a week and a bit to prepare for, just so that I could get you some results on Booktok. And now if you guys don't know what Booktok is basically a book community that has recently taken the world by storm. And by recently, I mean probably a long time ago, and ever since TikTok existed, Booktok was probably already there, but Barnes & Nobles and Chapters Indigo here in Canada recently discovered Booktok and the power of Booktok. So now everybody's talking about Booktok, and now you're seeing a lot of creators kind of migrate over to different platforms, to TikTok, to expand their followings. And of course, the creator that you're watching right now and the resident booktuber is going to go on Booktok to see if I can go viral there, because I want validation in my book recommendations, I guess. I don't know. I was just curious. By the way, I just want to mention that this mic I bought specifically for this video to make myself look super important, but it's not even plugged in, and it's just a prop for this video, but hopefully you guys enjoy it. Now, I'm not going to waste your time in this video and talk about like everything I did and then give you my results at the end of this video, because I know these experiment videos and they always tend to put it towards the end. I'm going to tell you all my stats, what my results were like in the very beginning, but I'll also talk about like my thoughts and experiences on Booktok, behind the scenes creation of my favorite TikToks, how my TikToks actually performed, and mental health, and overall, does it actually sell books or is it just for clout purposes? And I also want to just mention that Booktok is completely different from any social media platform that I've ever been on. My majority of my following is on Bookstagram with 20,000 followers, and that took like a lot of time to build. And then I have like Booktube, which I started like 2.5 years ago now, and I only have 7,500 followers, which is like not on only, but like it's just like, you know, it took some time to build up, and it took a lot of work and effort and also collabs in order for me to get to this number. Compared to like Bookstagram and Booktube, like TikTok, you can like literally gain like thousands of followers overnight if you just have one TikTok that goes viral, or you can steadily gain thousands each month if you just consistently post. Let's start with a table of contents for this video so that we can get ourselves a little bit organized so we know exactly what we're diving into. So I'm going to be discussing stats first, then content performance, and then I'm going to be commenting on the content that I've made, like kind of like a behind the scenes, a little bit taste sort of thing, my mental well-being, and if I even still have any mental health left. And also I'm going to be talking about some Booktok tips, because I know that there are some Booktok tips here on YouTube videos, and trust me, I tried to look them up because I really wanted to get as much info as possible to make this experiment a success. So I'm going to talk about some Booktok tips, things that I've like realized that helped me a lot to gain the followers I did for this video, and hopefully it can help you too as well if you want to try Booktok. And then I'm also going to give you my overall thoughts on Booktok in general. Like, does it even sell books? Like, is it a good platform to even like invest time in on? And like, what are my feelings with it? I don't know. Let's get started. So on Wednesday, July 28th, I actually started my Booktok, or I actually started to invest more time into Booktok. I already had a Booktok account. I uploaded infrequently. I uploaded one Booktok every single month, and it was just a joke because I would just do it for fun, and then I never really expected to gain anything. Somewhere along the way, I gained 230 followers. It just went stagnant there after I stopped posting. So that's going to be my base level. So it's not like I started with 0 for this video. No, I didn't. One of the main rules that I did have for myself for this video and this experiment was that I had to post 3 TikToks a day minimum. And the reason why I picked 3 is because I did a quick Google search, and Google told me that you at least have to post 1 to 3 times a day in order to gain a significant following. So I did exactly what Google told me to do, and my mental well-being diminished, but we'll move on to that when the time comes. So the day after, on Thursday, to much of my surprise, I gained 40 followers, making my total 270 followers. Then on Friday, I hit some rough patches and only gained around 30 followers. But then on Saturday, things were looking up again, and my total crept up to 360 followers. So that's gaining 60 followers. Then on Sunday, this was where I began to see a nice peak. I gained 139 followers, and I was almost there to 500 followers with a total of 499 followers. And then Monday was my highest gain yet, with 140 additional followers, and my total now surpassing 600 with 640 followers. And then they always say that the higher you climb, the harder you fall. And unfortunately, it was me and I couldn't dodge that. So I gained only 91 followers the next day. Then the next day, I gained 89 followers on Wednesday. And by then I pretty much gave up because it was already past my 1 week experiment. But I was riding the high of like gaining so many followers in such a short amount of time that I pushed myself to do more and I extended this experiment for a couple more days. And then finally on Thursday, I hit 908 followers, gaining 88 followers. And then on Friday was my last day of the experiment where I finally surpassed 1,000 followers. So I did it, guys. I kind of made a milestone, a baby amount of followers, but I still did it and I hit a nice number of people. And I'd just like to mention that if you guys are unfamiliar with Booktok as well, and the general people on there who are Booktok famous, they are easily in 50,000 followers and above. And some of them I've seen with 200,000 followers. And that is like very rare to see on Booktube, and that is also very rare to see on Bookstagram, I feel like. So 250,000 followers on Booktok or on TikTok is insane. So now moving on to content performance. So out of the 29 TikToks that I made in the course of my experiment, and yes, if you do math, you will probably notice that my math is a little bit spotty here and there. And the reason why it's like such a weird number is because I kind of gave up. Like my mental health wouldn't allow me to continue making 3 posts a day. It was just too much and it was too exhausting to keep checking up on my content. I would literally be stuck on my phone, just like refreshing my TikTok page, refreshing my notifications tab to see if I had new likes, if I had new follows. So yes, I did stop a bit here and there.
But what are you gonna do? Sue me? This is my video.
So let's talk about my best performing TikTok. So my best performing TikTok was actually a TikTok that I poorly acted in, and it was based on the sound from The End of the Effing World that is on Netflix, which is one of my favorite shows, by the way. But basically this TikTok is about me acting 2 different roles. One role is a friend and the other role is me, and I basically show them my room, and then my friend would have to pretend that they like my room and the chaotic mess behind me. And yeah, so that one did pretty well.
Oh my god. Jesus. Do you like it?
Sometimes you can choose to not be a dick. Yes.
Honestly, this one was pretty hard to make because I'm trying to figure out how to even like film this TikTok in the beginning. Like I am 26 years old, and I'm not saying that like just because I'm 26 means that I don't know how to use technology and things like that. But this, I clearly missed something here when TikTok was blowing up. It just takes a long time to like get a grasp and understanding of new apps, especially if it's like video editing on an app that allows you to do so much. So it took me a long time to figure out to even how to film TikToks with the sound, and you're dubbing it and you're pretending you're that voice, if you know what I'm saying, like you're dubbing the voice. So this took a lot of time. It took a lot of trial and error for me to figure out the timing of like when the voice would speak. So yeah, it was fun. It took like around probably like 10 to 15 minutes to make, and I'm sure TikTokers who are on this channel right now watching this video would probably laugh at me because they're like,
why did it take you so long to just like film this like 10-second video?
Anyway, so this one was pretty good. I had around 3,300 views and 732 likes for my poorly acted TikTok, and I was riding that high. The second highest performing TikTok that I had was a sound that was from Doja Cat, maybe. I'm like behind on the times, and I hate to be like that person that goes like, I'm a generation, like I'm a millennial, so I don't know anything anymore because I'm like way too old and kids these days. But I literally don't really listen to Doja Cat, so I don't know if this is Doja Cat's song, but Doja Cat, I guess. So basically this TikTok is me kind of being confused over sex scenes in romance novels, because sometimes it gets a bit too like the Tokyo 2020 Olympics with gymnastics portion where people are bending and flipping over easily, and it just confuses me. So this is the TikTok about those confusing sex scenes.
Was that possible?
And this one was only 5 seconds long, so it was really easy to get views because the shorter it is, the easier it is to repeat. And then each repeat actually counts as a view. So the longer your TikToks are, the less views you get, because nobody's gonna finish a very long TikTok unless it's like a really good TikTok. This one I have 2,200 views and 247 likes, which I was pretty proud of too as well. So the third highest TikTok that I did was actually one with a Legally Blonde sound. And this one was actually my first TikTok that I actually did, and it was my third highest performing one, which I'm pretty impressed by and I'm really happy with. This one is the sound of like, so you're breaking up with me because I'm too blonde, and I like freaking love that one because I actually stole it from Reese Witherspoon. I saw her on my For You page making this TikTok.
And I was like, I'm gonna steal it, Reese.
So this one, I was really impressed with my acting. I thought I did a really great job. I'm a little bit late behind the sound. So this one, I had 1,900 views and roughly 355 likes. And I was basically shook. I was like shook that this one performed so well in the very beginning of my TikTok, Booktok glory days. I thought that this one was the best one yet with my acting skills. And I am waiting for my Oscar nominations to come into the mail at this point. So now moving on to behind the scenes of the Booktok world. So I've spoke about Booktok in a lot of my videos, and I kind of hinted towards like what the freak I was actually doing with Booktok. No, don't worry. It's not because I'm actually trying to throw myself into Booktok and to grow viral in it. It was literally for this video, but who knows? Maybe after this video, I'll be really concentrating on making Booktoks so that I could have world domination. I highly doubt that would happen. But behind the scenes of creating TikToks, one rule for myself that I had was obviously post 3 times a day, and that was a lot. So that meant that I had to give up quality for quantity, and I don't know if I could recommend this to you. It depends if you guys just want clout. It depends if you guys just want followers, then maybe like you can give up quality for quantity. But in my experience, what I feel like is that a lot of the people that do blow up is because they make quality Booktoks. So there's the thought, but it does take a lot of time. So there's another thought too as well, because if you're going to post 3 a day, you're going to have to make sure that one of them is going to be like really good and then will make you go viral. But other than that, my objective for this Booktok was just to put out content. So needless to say, some of the content was lacking in quality and it wasn't the best. And it wasn't even something that I would like to watch too on Booktok. But hey, I don't really know my audience, so I'm surprised that my audience actually liked my Booktoks. And I've also mentioned this before in my other previous session, but I spoke about how I'm not older, but like I'm not really like the TikTok age group demographic, I feel like. I feel like a lot of the people who are on it is like from the 18 to 25 age range, and I just missed the mark by a little bit. Maybe I just joined the app a little bit too late, so I think it's just that. But I feel like I can handle an app, but this app was just like a little bit too hard for me. There's a lot of special effects that you can do on this app. There's a green screen, there's like crazy transitions that you can either do yourself or you can input. There's a lot of filters, there's a lot of sound clips you can use. It's basically what I think what Final Cut Pro would be like. I wouldn't know because that program is way too expensive and I can't afford it, and I also don't have a MacBook. So I just use Filmora like a little plebeian. But anyways, going back to this app is hella confusing, and it's like I struggled with it. I struggled with it so hard. I don't even know like how dumb I was, but I was like stupid dumb. The second thing that I like to say is that I literally do not have time. I'm making 3 TikToks. Like, hello, I can't make it amazing because I'm making 3 TikToks and I'm giving up quality over quantity. And the third reason is that like a lot of people I feel like don't really like to share their secrets. I've done my research, but maybe I'm just like missing like a whole web page or something. But like I try to Google like how to do special effects, how to do like, you know, like just filming a TikTok, and I don't really get quality instructions and quality videos. And I think it's because like a lot of these like teenagers and a lot of TikTok users don't want to share their skills, because then you don't have that thing anymore because other people are going to learn from you, and then you're just not going to be special anymore. But I don't know, maybe I'm just like missing like a whole entire web page and like entire search results or something like that. But overall, it was very hard, it was very painful, and there's a lot of like physical transitions that you could actually do, like if you just like move your body a bit, and you can also like move the book around, which is like hard because like my brain doesn't work that way. Like I'm dumb, like I can't figure out how to flip a book so that it looks like it's like a smooth transition, because like hello, I'm not Steven Spielberg. I can't figure out these transitions. If I were to figure out these transitions, do you really think I'll be doing my office job? I'll be like freaking like shooting the new Marvel movie at this point. Okay, moving on to mental health on Booktok. Like I literally only have 1,000 followers on Booktok, but the struggle was so real, guys. Like for this video, I I wanted to have results, obviously, because like what am I going to talk about in this video if I don't have results? So I tried my best to throw content out there, to throw whatever could stick on the wall, and I just kept going with it so that I could gain as much followers as possible and gain likes so that I can hopefully like go viral and have like things to talk about in this video. But because I put so much pressure on myself to perform well, I literally had the worst mental health experience of my whole entire life, and my heart goes out to Booktok creators out there who are big and who are constantly like comparing themselves to themselves and about like creation and like views and likes and things like that, because I cannot imagine like the fall. Like you could have a video that goes viral with like 1 million views and the rest of your videos could be like 1,000 views. You could just totally feel like poop at the end of the day, especially because like one of the things that I want to talk about is also that the fact that a lot of people don't watch their following page. I used to really like to watch my following page because I followed a lot of like meme content creators and I just wanted to catch up on all their memes. But majority of the times, a lot of people are just on their For You page. And sometimes like you miss a lot of those like videos that you follow from users. So your views can go down. So my heart goes out to them for like their mental health. It was really hard, guys. It was like really hard for my mental health. I wasn't even trying to be the best, but like I wanted to do something. So I put a lot of pressure on myself. And honestly, I was like talking to my friends about this, about like how I'm making this video and it's going to be like a fun little video about like my experience with Booktok and things like that. But my friends were like literally worried about me because I would tell them like how sad I am and how depressed I am, because like I would constantly just go on the app to check my followers and to write down my stats and to write down my likes and like my notifications and things like that, and to like even compare myself to other small Booktok creators out there too as well. Like it was tough, it was difficult, and I think that's like one of the things that you have to keep in mind, that with new social media and with fast social media, you're going to have to give up a lot of yourself in order to be successful, I guess. And if you're not ready to do that, like then don't do it as hard as I did. Post whatever you like to post whatever you want to post, and just don't try to grow big. Just do whatever you want to do and the followers will come with you, I guess, are my thoughts on that. And like one of the other things that I wanted to talk about TikTok is that I was on TikTok way before I even tried to do Booktok. So I was like on it at the start of the pandemic. I told myself that I wasn't going to join TikTok because TikTok is basically Vine, and I loved Vine growing up, and I was like one of those hipster kids that went like, TikTok is just trying to be Vine. But since Vine closed down, I had to go and find my memes somewhere else, and the pandemic was a great excuse to go on TikTok, to go watch a bunch of it. And I soon trained my algorithm for my For You page to be like things that I would like to watch and things that were relatable to me. And TikTok has like this amazing algorithm that knows exactly what you like to do, and you could like change it in a way that it's perfect for you. So my TikTok was like my safe space. It was my area where I could like literally go on and not discuss books, not talk about books, not think about books, and just like look at corporate memes, look at memes, look at like fun chaotic memes, and just like memes galore. Like I was a meme queen, and it was like my fun place. But because I used my username, which is Remarkably Lisa, which I'm gonna have to copyright or trademark or something, I had to build my Booktok using this username, because how else would my followers on my Booktube channel or my Instagram page or like whoever who likes me could find me? So I had to like mess up my algorithm basically, and I had to follow like a bunch of Booktoks, because like that was the way how you could kind of gain and how you could get noticed and how like other people can discover you. And obviously all your friends are following you too as well, so you can't like just like let them follow you, you have to follow them back. So it was like this chaotic mess, which therefore messed up my algorithm on my For You page. Like I literally had so many Booktoks and no memes at all. I was dying inside. I was already focused on my Booktok following, and I couldn't even escape to the other tab in the app to get the comedic relief that I loved so much. And TikTok was my safe space. So what I ended up actually doing was that I had to create 2 accounts. One of them was for my memes and the other one was for Booktok, to separate it all back. And now I have to retrain algorithms, and it's just like, it's tough, guys. It's really tough. This is like clearly a first world problem, but I just want to like let you know that it was tough. Now, if you guys are watching this video, you guys are probably looking for some Booktok tips. I'm sure there's a lot of people on here that like don't want to start Booktok, but then are thinking about Booktok because they don't want to fall behind the herd. And like, I feel you so hard. One of the also main reasons why I wanted to start the Booktok ahead of like this video was because I realized that a lot of publishers and a lot of authors and a lot of like the world, like the book community, was really focusing on Booktok, and I wanted to like have at least somewhat of a following on Booktok so I could have some influence to build up my portfolio on book influencing in case I wanted like a special arc or anything. So I joined Booktok. And if you guys are kind of like me and you guys are thinking about it, here are some tips that I realized that really helped me out and that could probably help you out too as well. Obviously, this also applies to you if you have more followers than me too as well. You guys probably have more tips than me because you guys have more followers than me, but maybe like these are things that you haven't noticed and then now you can apply to yourself too as well. So let's get started. Booktok is majority, like the age range is really young. So a lot of these people on Booktok are going to be focused on YA books, but majority of the times you're really going to see a lot of YA fantasy books. And if you guys clicked on this video and you guys like YA fantasy books, then I think Booktok is for you. But one of the ways that you can grow really quickly on YA fantasy Booktok is to talk about popular books that everybody's already talking about. And this rule applies to any genre of books on Booktok, but basically just don't stray away from the herd. Just talk about all the books that everybody's already talking about 5 years ago and you'll be okay. Like I'm talking about the Sarah J Maas. I know you read that series like 10 years ago, but like if you keep talking about it, you're gonna gain a lot of followers. Like A Core of Thorn and Roses, I haven't even read that book yet. I have it on my shelf, but like literally everybody talks about it, and I'm pretty sure if I like talked about that book on my Booktok, I'll probably get like a lot of views if you just hashtag it Sarah J Maas. In fact, I hashtagged one of the videos that had no relation to Sarah J Maas, and a lot of the Sarah J Maas fans actually came onto my TikTok and went like, why'd you tag Sarah J Maas? So I'm just saying, like, TikTok works in algorithms and they show you things that are similar to what other people are posting. The next Booktok community that we have to talk about is obviously the romance Booktok community, because hello, I am Romance Booktube. Basically for romance Booktok, for like some tips, I would like to just mention that you literally have to talk about like the few couple of authors and titles that are trending on romance Booktok and you will do fine. For example, a lot of people really like Penelope Douglas, Punk 57. Like, I don't even know what that book is about, but I'm pretty sure that book was talked about on Booktube for many years now, and also probably on Bookstagram for indie romances. And now Booktok is discovering it, and a lot of people are reading it for its taboo factors or like whatever the plot is about. And a lot of people right now are discovering Colleen Hoover for the first time, and literally Colleen Hoover has been around since I was in high school going into my first year university, but like now everybody's thinking that Colleen Hoover is this new author that like they just discovered, which is like very interesting and very funny to me. But also at the same time, we have to keep in mind that Booktok is for young people, or a lot of young people are on Booktok, meaning when Colleen Hoover was writing Ugly Love or writing It Ends With Us or whatever those books are called that she wrote, they were too young to read those books. So now they're at the perfect age to read those books, and now they're just discovering it. But why do we care? It's just more money for Queen Colleen, and I'm happy for her. Other books that you can talk about that will get you a lot of views are obviously the very dark and taboo ones. Like the creepier the ones are, the more taboo the ones are, you're gonna get some views because everybody is very dark and twisted on TikTok and they just want to see the most random stuff ever possible. Like alien romances recently blown up because nobody knew that Ruby Dixon existed until somebody started talking about Ice Planet Barbarians. Literally Ice Planet Barbarians was talked about by a lot of people on Booktube and on Bookstagram. So now like everybody's reading alien romances, hence my reading vlog where I talked about alien romances. And everybody's writing about alien romances too as well. No hate, because alien romances are fine. Another book that you can talk about that will probably gain you a lot of followers on romance book community on Booktok is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn and Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Literally that book is everywhere. You can literally see it everywhere in every TikTok that you'll scroll through in the Booktok community hashtag. I don't even consider it to be as a romance. I consider it to just be a fictional novel about this one chick who had a lot of husbands and who tried to climb to the top. An honest review and honest facts. I know this isn't a book review, but I didn't even like that book anyways, so I don't really care about that book. So anywho, other general tips that I have for you on Booktok, no matter if you're in YA fantasy or in romance, is to really just make your content short. A lot of people think that people have an attention span there on TikTok. You don't, because you literally have a For You page where there are going to be 5 TikToks on top of your TikTok, and those 5 TikToks are like 4 seconds long, max like a minute, unless it's like 2 minutes, and it's because it's a very funny story about something other than books. So make your content short. Another benefit to making your content short is what I also mentioned earlier in my video, where if you make it short, it literally repeats faster, so it literally means more views, and then that means the algorithm thinks that lots of people actually like your content, and then they'll start promoting that content a lot more because it already has so many views in the beginning of you posting it. And then also people just don't have an attention span. I just want to reiterate that. Like, I literally do not have an attention span on TikTok. I'm there to get a quick laugh and then move on to something that will make me cry and then back to another quick laugh. The whiplash that I'm getting on TikTok is what I'm buying into and what I'm there for. And I literally said this so many times already, but like posting 3 to 2 times a day really does help you with discoverability. Like, people will find you very easily. Like, think about it. Like, TikTok is a spam. It's like a dump. It's a Dropbox basically, where everybody's like dumping their thoughts and dumping like their memes and dumping all their book recommendations, dumping everything. So like, you need to overwhelm it too. If other people are overwhelm it even more by posting a lot more so that you can show up on the For You page. My final Booktok tip is definitely follow simpler accounts. Now, I'm not saying this as in like it's a follow for follow situation, but that definitely does play into the factor of like how you can gain more followers. Not to say that like the people that I followed actually follow me back, but hey, some did, and it did help me gain some followers some days. But majority of the times, what really helped me out was that if I followed similar accounts, the For You page will suggest more similar accounts to me. So that meant that if I followed someone that is mutual with someone else, then I would get suggested. And then I think that's how I got so many followers, was because I kept being recommended on the For You page, and people kept seeing my stupid face and my bad acting and went like, I'll give this girl a pity follow and I'll follow her. So that's exactly what happened. Like, that's how I gained so many followers on certain days. And then on other days where I fell off the cliff and I never like posted anything, I wasn't on their For You page because I wasn't suggested. Do Booktoks actually sell books? I would like to say yes or no for Booktoks and how they sell books, because like basically what happens is that there are going to be certain trending books on Booktok, and what would happen is that every single Booktok that you'll scroll through will talk about the same book, and then you'll just be constantly assaulted with that book cover, and you'll just like constantly be brainwashed to like keep that book in mind the next time you hit checkout, so you'll end up buying that book. So like, I am influenced to buy more books on Booktok simply because I'm just doing it for the fun of it. And like, literally my whole life is a meme and I waste money all the time. So I did buy a couple of books on Booktok just to see what the hype was about. But the thing about Booktok is that you literally will not know what the book is about, because there is no time for us to explain to you what this book is about. So you're going to get very flashy texts everywhere telling you what the tropes are. You're just not gonna get the meat that you're getting here on Booktube or on Instagram, where people can write a whole freaking essay on a book that they read and how it impacted their lives. TikTok is not the platform for that. TikTok is literally for memes. Trending books on Booktok is like hitting a gold mine for authors. Like, your book could literally get boosted so much just because it's trending. And so it's like a huge recommendation for you to join Booktok if you're an author, to get your book trending and to get your name out there. Are Booktok recommendations really good? I don't know. It's more of a buyer beware situation where you have to do your own research and you have to go on Goodreads yourself to go look at the reviews, look at the trigger warnings, like look about like the thoughts of like what your friends have actually said about the book. Like, just don't do what I do, which is buy books based on a Booktok and then do no research on it and literally have no idea what Punk 57 is about. Another thing that I forgot to mention is the fact that you are literally going to be violently assaulted with a lot of Booktok recommendations, no matter where you scroll and where you attend to on the app, because like, everybody is recommending you books all at the same time, as long as you scroll through Booktok, so it can get very overwhelming. I was like dying when I was on my For You page because every book looks so good and I wanted to read all these books. And I feel like if you just like all the videos to save it for later to buy all those books, you're either going to end up in a deficit, like you're going to be poor, or you're just going to forget about the books and then you're just never going to buy it in the end. So the likes don't really matter, the views don't really matter, and it's not really going to sell any books. So the final question I guess like people have for me is like, do I even like Booktok and would I continue Booktok? I don't know if this is a final question for you guys, but this is my overall thought. Booktok for me, some of the creators that I've watched and some of the creators that I follow are really good, and I would fully subscribe to them and fully like follow them if they were on Booktube, on Bookstagram, or whatever, different communities, and I will continue following them on Booktok because their content is just too juicy and too good for me. I like their personalities. I like to learn more about certain Booktokers' personalities and reading habits, their daily vlogs, what their book recommendations are, and their thoughts and feelings towards books. I definitely like that. And I think that after this video, my anxiety would drop and I would actually be more open to watching book talks and enjoying content for what it was, instead of just constantly thinking about my follower count and my performance value. And I'm not saying like I'm gonna drop off the face of the earth on Booktok and not post book talks anymore, but I'm definitely gonna like lean back on posting book talks. I will continue book talk, but it definitely won't be as aggressive and it definitely won't be like high quality, I think. But that is it for my fun little video on my book talk experiment. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and found some tips to do on your own book talk. Hopefully you guys got a better understanding of book talk in general too as well. I had fun making this video aside from my mental health deteriorating and the fact that I almost had to like shut down my phone and throw it into the ocean. But other than that, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm back on the regular schedule of not posting book talks, and I'll be making book talks like here and there, sprinkling it throughout. But hopefully you guys will have fun on Booktok if you guys decide to join. If you guys don't like Booktok, don't join it. Hopefully you guys stay on my channel. I'll see you guys again next time. Bye.